Hey friends, it's Peggy Hall with you from thehealthyamerican.org, and I'm streaming live the day after the elections. And we are going to have a little talk today about what you think is going on. Boy, I was up until about 2 o'clock in the morning because I had so many emotions going through me and I had a lot of excess energy and I just could not go to sleep. So I posted a lot on social media. I'm going to share with you some of those posts that I did, and more importantly, some of your comments, because I really want to hear from you. Let me know right now what state you are currently in, if you are planning on leaving that state, if you are a new resident of your state. I'm so curious about that as well. And as many of you may know, I am a huge proponent of the Second Amendment. And my sponsor today is all about the Second Amendment, and it has a little bit to do with elections. So let's just spend 30 seconds and we'll hop right on over to support the second. And that is with the number 2. So supportthesecond.com. I will have a link for you in the description box below. Now, you may or may not be a fan of Trump, but even if you aren't, you can still get this coin. And I want to share the news with you. And a little bit of a trauma warning here. A Texas mother locked herself in a bedroom with her kids, and she shot an intruder through the door. Reportedly, the mother was at home with her kids when a man broke in through the garage. And there, the mother took herself and her kids into the bedroom, where the intruder refused to leave and continued to try to get at them. So she warned him that she dialed 911 and that she had a gun, and the perp still continued to try to get in. So she fired one shot and then the man ran away. He was later identified and caught by police with 1 bullet wound. Once he was medically cleared, he was booked into jail on burglary charges. And this is why I so strongly support the Second Amendment. And it's also why I highly recommend that you get this support the second coin. I think it's super cool. I got one myself. In the next, well, actually, let me tell you how you can get yours as well. I want to make sure I get all my notes here. It's engraved in bold letters. Second Amendment is my gun permit. I love that. And if you live in California like I do, you know how many restrictions they have here. So that's on one side. And then on the other side, it says Second Amendment, United States Constitution on the other. I love the 2 revolvers with the American flag in the background. And this coin makes for an excellent investment or just a conversation piece. So you can try it, inspect it, and judge this support the second coin for yourself with your own eyes, your own hands. Try it risk-free. And you can go to the link I will have for you below, or just go to support the second, and that's with the number 2.com, and support one of the best protections this land has to offer. I've gone through the sales process myself. There are several steps, so stick with it if you want to get this. You actually get the coin for free. You do pay for shipping. That's what I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm grateful to my sponsors. That's how I'm able to continue to do this work and bring you these videos for free on a daily basis. Today is the day following the elections. Should I make kind of a vulgar comment? I don't know if I can or not. I'll just say that in my, okay, little parental warning here, but if you're in California, all bets are off. You know what? I better leave this little comment for the private channels because I know that I've got some kids that watch this as part of their civics class. And I'm so glad to be America's civics teacher. I live in California currently, and I'm beginning to wonder why. In fact, I've been wondering why for some time. I am a lifelong Californian. Now, I have lived overseas. I lived in Morocco. I lived in Europe. I've lived in different cities in California, Northern California, Central California, Southern California. I absolutely love the state of California, the diversity, the innovation. It's on the leading edge in so many ways, not talking about all these evil ways. There is a vibrancy, there's a diversity, the food, the culture, the music. So much is available here in California. The sheer stunning beauty of the state. You can go to the mountains, you can go to the beach, you have the desert, you've got incredible scenery, and people come from all over the world to experience California. California has been basically the farmer of the world. It provides so much food. It has been in the past. except now for all of the poor management of the state where the water's being shut down. And of course, all of the other hogwash that is going on. So let me just say that I love the state of California, the physical geography of California. I love getting around. I love where I live. I love how amazing it is to travel and explore. And I actually, by and large, love my fellow Californians. They're amazing. And by and large, they are conservative. When you are outside Los Angeles, outside San Francisco, sadly now San Diego has become totally woke. And Santa Barbara, I used to live there in the old days, that has become totally woke, and other areas. But when you look at California in general, and when you've traveled the state as I have, especially these last 2.5 years where I've spoken at all different events and met so many people, I have such a sense of pride in the state, in the California that was, in the California that could be. But currently right now, I am disappointed and I feel betrayed by the California politics and by the politicians and also by the corruption. So it's kind of like a triple whammy. I also am a little bit concerned by people who don't realize the magnitude of corruption that goes on in elections. It's so easy for people to make a smug comment about Californians saying, well, you got what you voted for. No, I didn't get what I voted for, because I voted for freedom, and I voted for integrity, and I voted conservative, and I voted for life and family and business. So no, I didn't get what I voted for. I am on the record to say that I think it's important to take action. I like voting. I like that sense that I'm doing my civic duty. I like meeting other people when I'm there. I like perhaps participating in, maybe it is a charade. I know many of you believe that as well. And certainly the level of corruption that we're seeing rivals third world countries. I've done videos before saying how California is becoming a third world country. Places that I lived in years past, I don't even recognize them because they are so dilapidated. So, and I'm not talking about the building, I'm talking about the surrounding area, because the infrastructure of California is crumbling because of the corrupt public serpents. Yes, I'm using that word on purpose because serpents are evil. That's how the evil is equated with the serpent in the Bible. I coined that phrase. I know it bends a few of you out of shape, but you know, that's okay, because I've been dealing with the serpents and I'm suing them, and they are extremely vindictive, and I'm never going to stop. So I can speak from firsthand experience about the serpents. There are some that are not serpents. They actually are there for the right reasons, and they are endeavoring to honor God and to serve you as your representative. But by and large, we're seeing the acceleration and the demise of our constitutional republic. Every time you hear one of the talking heads say, we've got to save our democracy. Democracy is at stake. You send them an email and say, why are you referring to our political system as a democracy? Now, we might have a democratic process whereby people vote, but our political system is not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic, which means there are parameters by which the public serpents can operate, and the law breakers, as I call them, can operate. They can't pass any law they want, like they're doing in California. There is supposed to be a separation of the three branches of government, and the judicial branch is supposed to review these illegal, unethical, immoral, unconstitutional laws that are being put into place, like adding the right to murder a preborn child out of convenience. All right, dismembering, burning, cutting up, and then to add on top of that, probably selling the parts, because I've already done a video all about companies in my county, Orange County, that actually shockingly, and I don't know why or what was going on, maybe there was blackmail or something here, but the county of Orange, the attorney general actually, or the district attorney, I should say, actually brought this criminal case against 2 baby part sellers in California. They were convicted of this crime. So there's so much that goes on with abortion. It's child sacrifice. It is demeaning and devaluing a gift from God. I have spoken many, 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 many times that I have compassion for those who were hoodwinked and sideswiped and snookered into falling for this hook, line, and sinker. And all of the additional damage, not only the death of the infant, but also the mother is harmed with psychological damage. And then that often leads to despair, anxiety, depression, suicide, drug abuse, overeating, and so many other things. And not only that, but then the father is deprived of the child, the grandparents are deprived of the child, the siblings are deprived, and we as a society are deprived. I've spoken on the abortion wrongs many times. There is no such thing as an abortion right. There's no such thing as a reproductive right. Rights are granted by God. And I guarantee you that nowhere in the Bible does God say that or you don't even need the Bible, you know in your own God-given conscience that taking the life of the most innocent, the most vulnerable is wrong, period. And nothing anyone can say will ever change my mind on that. I've spoken at length about the sensitive situations, and there is always another way. There are remedies for all of this. And I'm not going to go down that path right now, other than to say California overwhelmingly, that also sickens me, but either there's corruption, and as my lovely attorney and dear friend Nicole Pearson put on her Instagram page, either the voting is so corrupt in California that millions of people, I mean, it's so corrupt that it showed that millions of people voted in favor. And it's not just an abortion, it's up to the moment of birth and even after birth. So there is a law now on the books that any baby that dies, and it can be weeks or months later, it is illegal for there to be an investigation into the death of that child. Certainly, even those of you that believe the mother's life has more value than the innocent, vulnerable baby, because that's the choice here. Even you, not y'all healthy Americans, but when I mean you, I mean the ones that are coming on here to, refute what I'm saying. Even you have to agree that's wrong, or do you not? So why even have a limit? Why not abort others, like the governor, for example? I'm not advocating that, I'm just asking. If there's no limit, so just have it a free-for-all. Why is even murder illegal? Talk about a double standard. All right. So either there are that many mentally deranged, soulless individuals in California, millions of them, that think that this is a good idea, and that fell for the hook, line, and sinker, that abortion is safe. Well, not for the baby, and very often not for the woman. And certainly the others that are performing that have got to have their soul harmed in some manner, unless they're complete and utter psychopaths. So no, it's not safe. Either there's that many mentally deranged, soulless people in California, which is really troubling, or the level of corruption in voting is that high. That's very troubling. Either way, it's a, how do you call it, lose-lose proposition? So that's troubling, all right? Now, you may say, well, Peggy, everybody has a right. They have a right to their own body. Oh, okay, well, let's take a look at this law then, this proposition that wasn't passed. And you tell me what you think about this. I'll just hop right on over. I queued up a couple of these, and I'm going to be bringing you the solution, because I always like to bring you solutions. So here we go. Let's take a look at this now, shall we? This is a proposition that was defeated actually, it was passed in California, meaning it's illegal. There is a ban on the sale of flavored tobacco products, because heaven knows that is just so deadly. It's absolutely deadly if somebody is not only vaping, but they're vaping with a peppermint flavor, or they're vaping with a vanilla or chocolate flavor. This cannot go on in California. This is what the LA Times, the LA Slimes is telling us. California voters approve the ban on sale of flavored tobacco products because, get this, it has generated a youth vaping crisis. Oh, well, we can't have that. But wait a minute, I thought you said it was like your body, your choice. Excuse me, what's that? Oh, except when it comes to puffing air, you can't puff and smoke, and I don't do any of it, so I don't really know what it is, but you can't vape with a flavored vaping device. It has to just be unflavored. Yeah, because they care about the youth now. Well, I'll tell you what, just abort all of them and you won't have this problem because there won't be any more youth. That's how you take care of it. Oh, so let's take a look at this then. Let's go back to my screen grabs, shall we? And here we go. Proposition 1, because number one, primary, primo, most important. That's why they called it number 1. Proposition 1, abortion rights. Excuse me, there are only abortion wrongs. Rights come from God, and this is not a right. Proposition 1, murder, ballot measure leads. Here we go. Keep abortion safe and legal. Oh, yes, everybody's using coat hangers in the back room. Oh, I'm sure that happens at all of the doctor's offices. Oh, yeah. How about no? All right. So, yeah, no. Let's take a look at a law on the books because California cares about safety of its citizens. So I'm going to show you this. I've been talking about this, and here we go.